Hello and welcome back to X-Carbovore. My name is Kian Anian, and this is day 4 of the Carnivore Kipp Challenge, 180-day Carnivore Challenge, and I'm on fire. Yes, I am doing great. I have some wonderful numbers I'm going to be sharing with you later at the end of our show today. But today we're going to speak about the nutritional factors of the egg. And I'm going to be speaking from a nutritionist. She's a nutrition uh, therapy practitioner. And her name is Nutrition with Judy. You might know that YouTube channel. And she's awesome. She's written this book called Carnivore Cure. And I've used just one just one slide from her book because I think it will speak volumes to us. But let's talk more about that on the inside. Meet me there. Well, welcome back again to X-Carbovore. In this channel, you're going to find just me. I'm going to be so transparent about the journey. This is a wonderful journey for me. It means the world to me because of my medical health. Of course, since I left the military many years ago, and after having a good physical activity training program, and then having knee surgeries, and I'm unable to train. And over the years, you gain weight and you get sedentary, and so much happens, and you just change. It's called life, yeah. But the older you get, most people say the weaker or the worse life gets because you start having all these ailments with your body and you realize that you're mortal. Eventually, we're going to die. But I want to go out with a fight. I'm not going to just sit here and die. I'm going to go out with the fight. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was to make myself feel better. Wellness for my body. And one of the most important ways that we do that is we watch what we do with this body. It's a temple of the Lord. It's the temple of the Holy Spirit. It's special. My grandmother is 103. Is she 103? 101, sorry. My other grandmother was 103 when she passed. This grandmother is 101. She'll be 102 this year. And I'm going to be there for her birthday again in September. I mean, she doesn't eat a carnivore diet, but she's on so many medications. It's incredible, if you can imagine. I have a great story, but I'll tell you that later, about her car running her over with no driver. So she stopped driving in her 80s because of that, broke her hip and all of that. It's a really great story to tell. She's still with us today. We give God the glory. But I want to be old but not decrepit. Does that make sense? I want to have the wisdom and the years behind me, but I want to have a lot of life in my years. So because of that, and because of my physical and medical problems that I have right now with my body, I've sought alternative means of living. And one of those things is the carnivore diet, after going through many other dietary changes. With the carnivore diet, I have no pain. I was going to write a list of all the things that I have not any longer. No pain, no gingivitis, no bad skin. I say that because it was worse than it is now. If you're looking at me, you're going, what do you mean? No bad skin. Look at that man. I used to have a skin tag right here on my eye. Carnivore popped right off after about almost 60 days. It fell right off. Carnivore does that to your body. I have tumors some we thought they were cancerous. Last year in, I say 2023, October, I believe I had some biopsies done for the tumors in my abdomen. And the results came back benign, but the medication they gave me to handle these tumors was not really working. It just wasn't great. And the thing I needed to do was to change my diet. It was imperative. There was not an option for me. And I didn't expect to see all these other changes. My major goal was to relieve the pain that I was having from the tumors. I have two in my stomach, one in my close to my esophagus, one closer to my intestines, but both still in the stomach. I have one in each pectoral muscle, and I have one in my right thigh. All of them benign. Well, the one is in my chest, they didn't do anything about, because when I started eating like this, they started reducing in size. And so that's the thing for me. There's a therapeutic effect that takes place when you start eating the right way. But see, when some good starts happening, the good that you want, later you start finding out the other good things that you didn't even know you needed, you're going to get. So it all comes together. For example, I use this one all the time. Of course, I can smell. I can smell everything. But no, I didn't realize I wasn't smelling everything. You can smell if something's on fire, but normal smells, I didn't know that I lost my sense of smell. Well, what carnivore does, it reduces the inflammation that's inside of your body, in your blood vessels. And I believe that my nose, or my olfactory region here, my sensory of smell, was inflamed. And because of that, I wasn't smelling. And I can tell you this because one day I woke up and I was like, why am I smelling everything? Everything, breath. I'm smelling, everything. It was great and it was horrible at the same time. But that's just one thing. It's something that I call a superpower. I start seeing that as I live this carnivore life, I'm going to have superpowers. And that's just normal life. But we're not even familiar with normal living anymore. So today, I want to talk a little bit about some of the nutrition that we eat as a carnivore. And the one that I want to pick on first is the egg. Let's do that now. Well, if you've heard of Nutrition with Judy, you know that we're in for a treat. She's written a book called Carnivore Cure, and it speaks about how the carnivore diet actually can heal the body. Today, we're going to just take one of those food items out of the Carnivore Cure from Nutrition with Judy, and you can find her on YouTube at Nutrition with Judy. And we're going to speak about the egg and the nutrition that you find in the egg. I'll try not to make it boring, and I'll try not to get into a lot of deep detail. What I really want you to see is how much nutrition and how power-packed the egg actually is. So we have three categories of macronutrients we're going to speak about: fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. Fats, first of all, you're going to find some fat, some polyunsaturated fat, some monounsaturated fats you're going to find in the egg. And it's only going to be about 5 grams. Now, that's a good thing because eggs is a superfood. In reality, there are some in the vegan world that have their vegetables that they might call a certain vegetable a superfood, but egg is the true superfood. And if you're eating at least 1, 2, or 3 eggs a day, some would even go further than that, you're going to get quite a bit of nutrition just in the egg by itself. So fats, being that first macronutrient we talked about, is going to give you quite a bit. Protein is going to give you about 6 or 7 grams of protein. found in a regular or a medium-sized, medium-large size egg. You're going to have high-quality, complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids. And I think that's very important for us. So you're going to have each of the essential amino acids that you're going to find in the egg. It's a superfood. It's that simple. I try to have eggs every day, but I won't commit to you and say I eat breakfast every day, because I don't. But you can have eggs any time of the day, and I try to do that. The third macronutrient is carbohydrates. Typically, I like to read the package of the egg, because the egg may say less than 0.1 or 0.5 carbs. Most of the nutritionists that I know will tell you that eggs have no carbohydrates at all. So you're going to have a very low, if any, carbohydrate intake with eggs. Now, as I told you, we are going to look at some of the nutrients and minerals, or the vitamins and minerals, that you're going to be able to find in the egg. If you look at this graph here, you're going to see you have vitamin A, you have all of the B vitamins, B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 12. You have all of that. You have vitamin D that's found in the egg. You have vitamin E, vitamin K. I mean, come on. Every vitamin that you could imagine can be found here in the egg. And who can argue with you? Who can argue with you? You also have your omega-3, your omega-6, and choline. And these, again, are vitamins. But let's look at the minerals. I bet you didn't realize that you have minerals here. And we're not even talking about the shell yet. The calcium that you can find in the shell. But yeah, okay. So they have that first at the top of the list. Calcium, chromium, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese. Look, you have molybdenum. I don't even know that one. Phosphorus, potassium, selenium, and zinc. So that's all in the egg. It's a wonderful tool. It's a great superfood. And if you want to be super in carnivore, the egg is the way to go. Now, I don't want to leave you feeling bad. So I'm going to drop my numbers coming right up. So first, let's start with my blood pressure. I like to start with my blood pressure because, as you know, I've had blood pressure issues my entire adulthood, I should say, and been on medication for more than a decade, probably something like 15 years. But since I've been doing carnivore, and even these last few days, because this is only day 4 of the Carnivore Kipp challenge, my blood pressure is starting to go down. And see, I wouldn't be bragging about it, but it's so good. Look at that, 131/82. No one's crying now. No medication. It's a big deal. And that's just the beginning, because my numbers started getting better from there. Today, when I took my glucose, okay, that one went up from 5.3 to 5.4. I'm not crying, but it was a shocker. But right after the glucose comes the ketones, and yesterday we had a wonderful ketone number. Our ketones was 0.4, and as you know, the body, as it starts producing more ketones, you're starting to use these ketones to fuel yourself. You're fueling yourself. Instead of with carbohydrates, as most bodies run on carbohydrates, we as a carnivore community, we run on ketones. So 0.4 doesn't put me in ketosis. The normal level for ketosis is 0.5 to 1.5. Today, I was 0.8. I'm in ketosis. And that's a wonderful thing. Now, it's still low for me because I like to be above 2. But I'm not crying. It took me 4 days to get to 0.8. And that should let you know, and this is my accountability to you, that should let you know that I did not cheat and that I've been very strict in what I'm eating and that what I'm eating is actually affecting me well. And that is a testament from my blood pressure. And if you remember our video yesterday on my blood pressure medication, you can now see the effects slowly creeping in of what carnivore can do for your blood pressure. Now, let's look at the combination of the glucose and the ketones. We call that the GKI, glucose ketone index. Now, yesterday and the day before, I went from 57 to 51 to 13.2 to today, I'm 6.7. Now, it's not where I want to be. I want to be 3 and below. And this zone that we're talking about, 1 to 3, is for those patients that might have cancer, that has Alzheimer's, epilepsy, any sort of mental disorders. The carnivore diet was actually designed for those with mental disorders. How about that? I mean, that's fantastic. But if you have type 2 diabetes, you should be between 3 and 6 in your GKI. So type 2 diabetes also can be cured with the carnivore diet. So my GKI, 6.7, still not where I want to be, but I'm on the way there. Now, next, let's talk about the last but not least, my weight. And that's not my favorite category, but after yesterday, it's kind of growing on me because the weight loss also helps my blood pressure. Now, yesterday I lost a whopping 2 kilograms. That's about 5 pounds in one day. That is unusual, but it's not too unusual. It happens every now and then. But typically after that happens, you fall into a plateau and you just stop. And it's too early in the game right now for a plateau. So I didn't lose another kilogram or 2 kilograms. I lost 0.6 kilograms. And I expect to lose about 0.3 to 0.5 every day. So 0.6 is about right for me. Not bad, because we were 91.8. Yeah. And now we are 91.2. Not bad at all. So there you have it. I am excited about my numbers, but I'm more excited about the egg and the nutritional value found in the egg. I hope you learned something today. I sure did. And I'm excited about it. And I want to thank you. Listen, I'm trying to hit 100 plus subscribers by my birthday, the 7th of January. And I want to thank all of you who have recently joined my channel. I appreciate you. And I want you to know that you mean so much to me for being here and rocking with me. Let me know what you think about my content. And if you like it, subscribe. Tell a friend to subscribe. Hit the like button and let someone else know that there's a guy like me doing a thing like this. God bless you, and we'll see you tomorrow.